After hearing back from colleges and universities, students across North America are now making plans with respect to where they'll be headed this fall and who is going to be paying the bills. I sat down with AGN Biz Doc Nick Bontis in search of some good news about the cost of that degree. All right, Nick Bontis, our university professor from the DeGroote School of Business. What are we looking at for the cost of a university degree today?
Well, the first thing I need to point out, Connie, is that people think that university education is very, very, very expensive in Canada. And although it is a high price tag, we need to understand we're not really actually paying the full freight of the cost. If you look at some private universities in the U.S., they're paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. For tuition here in Canada, we're averaging about $7,000 per year, but you have to add other expenses on top of that, of course, transportation and residence and food and entertainment. All in all, generally speaking, I typically tell parents, you're looking at spending $15,000 a year, multiply that by 4 years, and Connie, it's a $60,000 investment in today's dollars for a university education.
So better start when that child is born, start socking that money away.
That's correct.
Let's look at some of the criteria that students should use. You have students in your classroom every day when they're selecting a program.
Well, typically the first criteria is geography. I mean, people typically want to go to a university that's either close to home or maybe a couple of hours away from home, by car, not too far away. It's very, very rare for somebody who lives on the East Coast to want to go to a university on the West Coast.
Unless they really want to get away from home.
Unless they want to escape the parents, of course. The second one, of course, has to do with alumni. So if you have parents or aunts or uncles that went to University X, chances are that they've influenced you throughout your whole life to also go to University X. And then we have other factors like reputation of a program, if there's a specific program, specific qualities of professors or degrees, and you are a very, very good student, you want to go after the best, then typically those students will choose to go after the program that has the highest reputation.
So a lot of things go into what is a very, very big decision.
That's right.
The best advice for students and parents when they're facing this very watershed period in a family's life.
It's one of the biggest decisions that a family can make, and I'm glad you said family because it is a family decision. The parents have to be involved, brothers and sisters have to be involved as well, especially if you're the oldest sibling because you're setting the trend then for the younger brothers and sisters. But the best advice I can give, which only a small fraction of students ever take, go visit the campus. Sit in a classroom. It sounds so simple and logical, but if you're going to buy a car, don't you test drive the car?
Oh,
if you're going to buy expensive clothes, don't you try on the clothes?
Sure.
Well, Connie, you would be shocked at the very, very low percentage of students that actually go onto campus and actually sit in a classroom in the building that you're going to spend the next 4 years of your life in. It's very, very small. I encourage all high school students to take the opportunity, if it's a weekend or a weeknight, go with your parents, get in the car, visit the residence, visit the cafeteria, visit the classroom,
get a feel
speak to the students.
right?
That's right. Visualize yourself in that environment for 4 years of your life.
Now you're looking at $60,000. Have you factored a laptop or a computer into this? Should you? How much? Et cetera, et cetera.
So of course the times have come now where everybody has to have a computer. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So the question really is desktop or laptop. Now clearly laptops are a little bit more expensive than desktops for the same amount of power. But for students, I always recommend a laptop as opposed to a desktop. And the reason is it's because it's mobile. As a student...
They can do it in the donut shop,
That's right. You study in all different places, in your office, in your room, in the library, you know, in the hallways.
You hope it's a library.
Yeah, at your friend's place. And a lot of universities across Canada have all wireless environments. So the laptop does give you the freedom and the flexibility to take your work wherever you like. It makes it nice and easy and transportable. And of course, when you go home to visit mom and dad to get your clothes washed on the weekend, you can take your laptop with you.
Can you even write an assignment in longhand? I'm just curious about that. Is that just like a no-no now?
Well, you know what? I don't know about my students, Connie, but I don't even remember the last time I wrote anything more than just my signature by longhand. So you're right. I think most, especially Gen Y individuals, the young individuals right now, they've probably grown up typing since they were little kids.
So those cramped hands from all those essays from decades ago, that's part of the past
Yeah,
now.
I think that's a figment of the previous generation.
Now it's just the carpal tunnel thing.
That's right.
We'll have to put up with that. All right, Nick, thanks. Great advice for parents and